Hello, Guru Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. We are out in the wild, Los Angeles. Javier from Vera Services, you came all the way from Miami. You picked the coldest day that California has had in a year. An entire year. You even got the blanket on. So we're going to talk about your CRO services, how you got started in research. I just interviewed your wife, Carla, who's an amazing superstar in this space. We're going to get her on the Latinos in clinical research. We got to get you both on the Latino. Unless you're too busy monitoring, then, you know, like if you're out monitoring, then we'll have to have her on. But if you guys are both at home, we get you both on the Latinos in clinical research. I think it'll be amazing for a number of reasons. Not only is your story amazing, but it's not that often you see husband and wife in research doing the same thing and working as a team. So I think that's something that's very important actually and not really discussed often. But can you give us like a little bit of a background, how you got started as a CRA? Because now you're doing phase 1 monitoring. You're all over the place. You're going from Miami to LA. So can you tell us a little bit about how do you get started? North Dakota, South Dakota. Chris says South Dakota.
Well, how did I start? I started, like I told you before, I started to see how was it, and then helping my wife, and then I saw an opportunity to grow, because sometimes we as a person were tied to our security, and I saw this opportunity that my wife took advantage of her experience, her networking, to provide this service.
Her story is amazing, by the way. The link to that interview will be in the show notes.
And then because of that, we just took this leap of faith and start providing monetary service. And I saw the opportunity for me to grow, like I told you before, and not only growing as a person, but growing in getting a more better income, and not just because it was amount, but because you are able to manage your time.
We were talking about that. I want to talk a little bit about the lifestyle and the income of a CRA, because you were saying that in your nursing school, you have all these students in there. They're working super hard, studying, yet you found it's almost like you have your eyes open, like you're aware, and they're still asleep. You're woke.
Kind of, yeah.
Can you explain?
Yeah, the thing with that is like I told you, people, it's like word of mouth type of situation. Like, somebody that they chose this career and they're good in it, and they have decent money, or they earn enough to maintain. But the thing is, like, research, in my case, I already knew how profitable could be. And not only that,
just as an employee, not as a business owner.
Just like,
because people watching are going to say, oh, easy to say, Javier, you're a business owner. But you're talking about just employee.
Yeah, just employee, because I was seeing how much wage, how the wage of my wife was. Obviously, how hard she worked for it. So it's not as easy as it can sound, but it's, for the amount of work that you do, it's a good pay. So, and people are tied to the regular careers, and they think that's better, and there's no other chance to grow that doing that. So when I step in nursing, maybe I hope some of my classmates don't.
I hope you guys are watching, listening, and subscribe.
I hope you're watching.
Subscribe, comment, and like if you are, but you better be.
Yeah,
it's for your own good.
I mean, if you're in my class, don't comment back, please.
Secure the Bag 101. I got to give Danielle Coe from Black Women in Clinical Research a shout out. They had a webinar called Secure the Bag. Do you know how many, even like you're talking about people not in the industry, nurses that are not in research?
That they don't know.
I'm talking about CRAs that are in research, working for IQVIA or Cineos as a W-2, making like $55,000 a year. They don't realize they could double that easily as a contractor. And you can just contact these biotechs on clinicaltrials.gov. Chris, you can find a biotech founder cell phone on clinicaltrials.gov.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it all the time.
We see it like every week when we do the stocks. We review
Wow.
stocks every week and we look and we say, oh, look, this is director, the founder. You can text him right now.
Wow.
Imagine they're looking for a CRA because they can't afford IQVIA or Syneos, and then you just email them out of the blue, hey, I'm a contract CRA, I worked for 5 years for IQVIA, would love to help you if you need help. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a new open war that it's in the hiding, and it's for us to take and to right now. I guess health is one of the priorities of everybody. Everybody don't want to be sick. Everybody don't want to be hurt. Everybody wants to be safe. So right now, health and research, it's one of the markets that it's in the booming.
Yeah.
And it's nobody have take a look at it. They're disregarded because it's a must.
Yeah.
Health is a must. So for people that are in these companies or in these colleges and stuff, they are getting fed with so much of just this little opportunity, and this a wider scope of opportunity out there for the health companies or the health markets.
Now, your career has been only phase 1, right?
Yes.
So that's got to be a unique perspective. Like, can you give people, because I bet you a lot of people watching, myself included, my involvement with phase 1 has been very limited. Chris, probably the same, right? Can you tell people what the challenges are with phase 1? And then we'll talk about what you like about it. But let's talk about the hard stuff. Like, why is it so hard?
I said I wouldn't try and talk.
And they can't hear you. They can't hear you, so I will translate your voice.
So you started through your wife in
Yes.
CRA, right?
Yes.
So you started through your wife in CRA.
As a CRA. But
As a CRA. I'm going word for word.
You quoted me exactly. So you started doing that 5 years ago?
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Yes, 2014. Maybe.
Did you jump in right away as a CRA?
Well,
or did you kind of gradually build up to being a CRA?
I built it up. The thing with that, it was I helped her a lot, and I knew the in and outs because my background.
So you were like your wife's assistant initially.
Yes, yeah, basically. And then when we got the opportunity, or she got the opportunity to do something bigger that required more people, I just had to help her, even though I didn't know much.
You didn't feel maybe ready,
but
you had to do it.
Exactly. I had to do it because it was for our company. So I just step in and then start little by little. She is my coach, basically.
Sure. She's like the lead CRA.
She's like my coach.
She is.
So did you encounter any problems when you first started doing it on your own? Anything that you look back on, ooh, I kind of messed up there? Or?
Well, basically, that's the beauty of this. Because my wife, she is in my phone in the dial-up. So if I found something that I know is kind of fishy, I ask her.
Or you don't know how to deal with it, you just call her, hey, what do I do here?
Yes.
Okay. For our students, I wanted to ask that.
And his wife is like, she's his coach. She's my hero. She's Latino and clinical research hero. We can't wait to have you guys on. But so phase 1, like, what are some of the challenges? Because people out there don't know if they're used to phase 2 through 4 like me. I've maybe done on like one hand, I can count the phase 1 studies I've been involved with in my entire career. So what's some of the challenges? Like you just monitored today. What was like, I guess?
Well, one of the main problems, depending on what is being researched or what type of therapeutic system they're using, like pills, creams, or devices. I guess for me right now, specifically in this one, it's how accountable is the subject against the main trial.
Healthy volunteer?
Yeah. So how feasible is, or how truthful is what you're counting, or what your how much he's taking, or if you really had this improvement or not. Because you can have maybe the same compound or the same issue through any site, but in one site they don't have the same result, but it's the same medicine. You see what I'm saying? So how truthful is that data? So, or how truthful is that the subject is against the study, if you're really taking it or not, if you're really following the procedures or not. So I guess the accountability of the IP and how feasible is for the healthy patient or even the sick patient,
Mm.
How prepared they are to get into to the study. That's the main problem.
Before we get into Vera services, you mentioned earlier one thing I thought was very important, and I think people need to know, and it's the quality of life as a CRA. You were saying that when you were a graphic designer,
Yes.
you would work like 12-hour day, back to back to back to back, every day, right?
Yes,
Monday through Friday,
yes.
Sunday through Sunday. I don't know what you did.
Well, yeah. Ooh. When I just started was Sunday to Friday,
12-hour.
12 hours, 14 hours, maybe 10 hours, depending. Because we were, like I told you, we are so caught up in this mentality that there is nothing else out there, and whatever you are is the best you can be, and the best and the best you can have.
And it's more competitive, right?
Yes, and
Because there's more people that can do that than
like right
CRA.
now, like I can tell you, I come from South America. I was like second in command in graphic designer in a TV channel. Like after the graphic design, the lead graphic designer on the TV, then I came me, and if you're not up there anywhere in Ecuador, you just as competitive as this guy doing videos with a GoPro. You know, it's right now.
Exactly.
No,
We're
yeah,
more competitive.
So I'm just throwing that just for
Yeah.
example. So because now the technology is out there.
It's commoditized.
Yeah, now it's now before it was or you are a newbie or you're
Yeah.
a pro.
Yeah.
Now the equipment even is prosumer, so or you're in the middle.
Right.
So everybody can do it. Everybody can do it faster. Everybody can do it quicker. So it was a very competitive area.
Good point. Good point.
And because of that, I always tell everybody there is always somebody that's gonna do the same thing for less. Even if you put a pretty face, even if you give a candy with it, even if you invite it to dinner, there's gonna be somebody that is gonna
That's capitalism.
that's gonna cut your price off for an inch. And I don't want to put the example, but I just want to say a friend of a friend, a friend of well, I had a friend that his boss was he had a degree in graphic design, but he didn't do no jack. Like there's people knowing more than him, but because he got a degree,
Yeah.
he was the boss,
Yeah.
and he was the boss of a department, and he was the last in the wheel, the last wheel in the train
Yeah.
of the bosses.
But what you're saying is in clinical research, you don't really have that much of a competition.
Yeah, there's no
Right.
this pyramid type of uh, situation.
Yeah.
Because you have to answer to a boss. In the CRA world, you have to respond to your lead CRA or to your manager, and that's it.
So you were saying that as a CRA yourself, compared to a graphic designer, you actually, because you have 4 kids, right?
Yes,
You were able to spend more time with your kids doing a CRA.
yes. You know, right now, no, because this one has been crazy, like I told you.
2021's a
Yeah.
crazy year.
Yes.
From home as a graphic designer, typically, right?
No, yeah.
Chris is saying you're working from home as a graphic
No,
designer.
I work for companies. My last company was Telemundo. But like I told you,
You know what Telemundo is, Chris?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
This is where the old telenovelas. Yes. So yeah, so in CRA, you are more detail oriented. When you're working, you are more 100% hands on. But it's just for half of your time a week. It's just
Yeah.
for
You said something.
72 hours.
You said something interesting that as a CRA you can work 24-hour to the site, 24-hour to travel, let's say, then 24-hour for the site. then 24-hour to finish your report.
Yes.
And now you have like 3 days left in the week that you're just basically
Doing nothing. It's like right now, this is gonna be funny, but my wife is gonna be very sad about it.
Carla, tell me what you think about this next moment. 15-15.
Because I was telling her I've been traveling since 3 weeks ago.
Oh, nonstop.
Like I went.
Have you been back home?
Yeah, but touch and go.
Okay, yeah.
Because on the first week of the month, I went to Iowa.
Ah.
So it was 1 day traveling.
How many sites do you have right now?
Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Myself, I have like 2, but because of the COVID situation, I have to cover for the other 3. So right now I was traveling for 3 sites that wasn't mine.
None in Florida?
None in Florida.
All west of the Mississippi?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the month, I traveled to Iowa. So Monday, Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I
How is
come
Iowa
back.
this time of the year?
It
March.
was a little bit colder than South Dakota.
Colder than California?
Yes.
Oh, he had to pause there. That's scary.
No, I was like thinking
Uh.
maybe the same. I don't know.
We're the
So-
same as Iowa.
So
guys.
then I came back on Thursday. Then do my stuff the rest of the week. On Monday again, getting a flight for South Dakota.
Wow.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
So
Thursday.
right now it's incredibly busy. But
Thursday.
most of the time as a contract CRA.
But yeah. Secondary CRA, you have more time.
Yeah.
It's like you can be.
See, I don't think that's true of the W-2 employees.
No,
CRAs,
no.
though. They're on they're like you at Telemundo.
There is one thing I can tell you because of seeing my wife's experience. There's always gonna be this company. I'm not gonna say names.
We will.
Okay, you will maybe, but they offer you this CRA job, and they say 40% travel.
Oh yeah.
Or 20% travel. You
Yeah.
say
They all
Eh,
say that.
is it,
We name them all.
Well, yeah, 20% is not much, and then once you're in,
80%.
they're telling you in the first meeting you have, hey, we have this size somewhere, and you have to do it because you're the new one. Then boom, so the 20% turn into 60, very quick, very fast.
Yeah, 20% of the travel, 100% of the time.
Yes,
Is what
exactly.
they mean.
Exactly. So because I seen it in my wife, I've seen it.
Her story is incredible. She would go land, stay one night, and then go back. So
That's how
the
we-
W-2 CRAs do that too.
That's how we met, and we have a closer friend of ours that is a CRA still. I don't know. We haven't get in touch for a long.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's probably
but-
too busy.
no. Well, at that moment in time, he was busy,
Yeah,
but he was busy for a cause. But that's what I was telling you. When you have the motive right, whatever you do, it has a goal, something that you are wanting or you want to accomplish in your life. This guy was working so fast because he was 20 something years, less than 25, maybe 25.
young guy.
A young guy, and he was aiming for his house. And little that we know, 2 years after my wife left that job, he got his house paid in full.
Wow. From
So
hustling. But what was he, contractor?
he was a W-2 CRA, like you said.
W-2.
Working for somebody else.
But he's just going
Yeah,
nonstop.
He was going like Monday to Monday,
Yeah.
going here and there.
We knew a CRA who did this, and she made $300,000 1 year as a contractor because she was on an airplane every day of the month.
Yeah, like I told you before, with my wife, when I knew her, it was basically that.
Yeah.
It was Monday, it was Sunday to Saturday, and then those 20 or less hours with her, and then going back again for a couple of months.
What advice do you have for people that want to be CRAs or people that are already CRAs but they're not happy with their current role? Should they contact you with Vera System?
Vera Services.
Oh, Vera Services, sorry. Not to be confused with Viva System. It's been in my head a long time, Viva System. Vera Services.
Okay, can you rephrase that in another way, because I didn't get it?
Yeah, so let's say there's two examples.
Yeah, okay.
There's either a W-2 CRA right now working
Okay.
for IKEA, or I don't know, working for whoever they want.
Whoever they are.
They're not happy.
Okay.
Okay, they're like, yeah, I'm working 80 hours a week and getting paid the same no matter what I do.
Okay.
I want to work for Vera Services
Okay.
as a contractor
Oh,
and
that's a
have
lot.
time with my kids.
Yeah.
Or, so what advice do you have for them? And then after, what advice do you have for somebody, maybe they just finished the CRA Academy and they want to be a CRA? Those two people, if you can give separate advice.
Well, the people that wants to be like contractors, uh, the advice that I can give you is, like I told you, like what is in your bucket list is like, for me right now as a contractor or as a business owner, is hustle right now my life for the next 5 to 10 years to be prepared for my later life, and just to aiming to spend my kids with my kids with the college, with all the stuff that I have to deal in 10 years. But if you have a goal like this guy, he hustled his life and he obtained his house. Maybe he's not hustling anymore, right? But if you have
We got to get him on the show.
yeah, I'll give you the contact
Okay.
later. But yeah, it's depending what you want from you. If you're happy with your 9 to 10, they're squeezing you out. It's what you want, what you sign up for. But now you're tired. Is there outside is a lot of possibilities. That's not your limit. There's always more room to grow. Like I told my wife, we have right now that, and we live and learn and we expand. So that's the either or situation. It's depending on what you want. It's your goals. What your goals mean. What your goals are aiming to. What is your aim? What are you aiming? What you want for life? You want to keep continuing, like in Latino say, dejar tus pulmones, or giving up your lungs to somebody else.
Shout out to Latinos in clinical research. Everybody
Giving
go
out your
subscribe.
lungs to somebody else, or you can negotiate your time for the right money.
Right, right.
So, and that's what basically we do. And obviously, it's not just about money. It's like I was telling you before. It's about giving your best of
Yeah.
what you are,
Yeah.
and that's what you're getting paid for.
So should they apply to you?
Yeah, we're open. We are now getting more contracts, and we could have a lot of people sending an email right now.
And what about that second group? Somebody just took CRA Academy and they're like, hey, I watch Javier on the podcast and I want to do what he did. How did they go about it?
Well, you have to be constant. You have to be disciplined, and you have to be very,
You have to marry the right person.
You have to marry the right person.
Also,
Chris
but
Sauber. You have to marry Carla.
no, no, you gotta get in contact with good people like you, like
Recruiters,
with recruiters, with people
intern.
that make internships, make
I got a question.
Chris has a question about it.
Okay.
Let me give him the mic.
This is a simple one.
Here.
Yeah. How important is it to be a nurse? So does that play any role in being a CRA?
Well, for being honest, when I was studying nursing, I love it because nursing is not for everyone. Nursing is not the end of the line, But for being a nurse, if you're a nurse, you can learn something.
Yeah.
But in CRA, the only thing, in CRA, the only thing that you can apply nursing on is maybe when you are doing the SIV and what they are talking about, the details of chemically
This is true.
how chemically affects the body, or how the IP is gonna dissolve, or how it's gonna be.
I got caught up in this as a CRA.
So that's fascinating because you go to a cell level. So, but like dealing with paper, or like I told you, dealing with paper is not that much. But like doing reports, doing the reports, and doing all the reporting that you have to do for your lead nurse, for your doctor, or whatever, that can be the same thing as
So
a
I
CRA.
think it helps in another way, but yes, the SIV are kind of on the spot, so you can't Google what you're
Yes.
Google answers. But I think it also helps to know all the different drugs, or at least have exposure to them, as well as the medical indications, because you have to precisely state the medical indication. You can't say cold or you can't
Yes.
say flu, right?
Yeah,
That kind of thing. So you know more likely.
Yeah,
the
you have to
terms.
know what an NSAID is, or how
Right.
it affects
Right.
the action against the whatever they're researching.
But you
So-
can Google these things too, so it's not hugely important, but
yeah,
it helps.
it helps, but it helps a lot because you know it. But the same thing, like I told you, that's why nursing didn't call me that much, because the same way you say you can Google it, in nursing, like I was speaking with somebody in the plane, for getting a nursing degree, they demand you so much as the way that you are a doctor,
Yeah.
but you're really not a doctor. So and
man. Basically,
in real life, you don't have this perfect world which are portrayed in the books.
exactly.
So in the real world, the nurse has a computer that, like Dan said, you can put hypercholesteremia, and then side effect, you never know side effect.
So basically, was your experience as a coordinator was more helpful for you?
Yeah, you
Then
can
a
say
nurse.
that in a coordinator ground, nursing it will be vital,
Yeah.
because anyone can put you a blood pressure machine,
Yeah.
but they don't know the range of hypertension, hypertension 1, hypertension 2. They don't know the ranges, so they cannot even support what the doctor is saying, or
Yeah.
collaborate with the doctor. So maybe
You guys, if you're in that situation, CTCAE is a really good way to go about doing that. How Vera Services? What's the ideal customer look like for you? Where do you see you and Carla? Where do you see you guys growing this company? This is how we'll wrap up, and then how people can reach out to you.
Well, how can you reach out to us? Just searching us in LinkedIn, Carla Vera or Carla
Okay.
Navas.
I'll put Carla's LinkedIn
Carla
underneath.
Navas, or veraservices.us. There's a
Oh,
contact
that's a
there.
good website.
That's
It's a good domain name.
That's a contact information there. And then who's a perfect client?
Yeah, like what do you guys see yourselves in the future? Like 5 years from now.
Well, personally, I see myself, because I'm more the visionary.
Oh,
of
okay.
it. So
Okay. Carla, you hearing that?
I guess
He's a
don't-
visionary.
Don't hit me later.
No slapping later.
Please. Because I always tell it, I want us to grow as much as provide placement for those CRAs that want to grow.
Wow.
If
That's a huge opportunity.
and we have, if we have a, because we're not gonna put people that we are not being ourselves. We are not gonna be this type of, I don't know. I just
We gotta have you and Carla together on
throw-
the same interview with Latinos in clinical research. We gotta do this. Chris, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Chris says yes.
but he's not a Latino.
He is an adopted Latino.
Okay. He's a founding member.
That's right. That's right. So I appreciate it very much, Javier. We'll have links underneath. We'll have links to Carla's video. We'll have links to Carla's LinkedIn. I think you give people enough motivation.
I hope.
And you give a good analysis of the lifestyle, what it takes to get in, complementary skills from
Yeah.
graphic designer to CRA is not that common.
That's always my goal, to portray there is a way to change your career drastically from graphic designer to clinical, for coordinator, then to nursing, then
Yeah,
to
you see?
CRA.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
Chris might need this.
Well, I don't know if this
Maybe
is
I could
appropriate.
translate.
I don't know if this is appropriate to this interview,
Yeah.
and maybe he doesn't want to share it, but how do you get the gigs? How do you get the projects?
Well,
Is it connections through Carla?
yes, basically it's like somebody that knows somebody knows us or wanna
Well, now you know a West Coast CRO.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can help you out,
yeah,
and our CRA and CRC Academy students.
of course.
We're gonna
Now,
be sending you our best
look,
ones.
I already told you we are gonna grow because there's people out there that they don't know about our business.
No.
They don't know how good as a job can be,
No.
or as good as a business can be.
And us small companies have to help each other out because this industry is dominated by big consolidation.
Yes.
Us small, I had a quote on Instagram, small is the new big
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2021.
yeah. It's
And
like
I really believe that.
What she said.
Good thing you guys can't hear Chris, but
Exactly, yeah.
insert a sophomoric joke here.
It's like in a YouTuber that I see in stocks. Like we already had 2020 vision.
Yeah.
We have to have 2021.
What do you think about that 2021 vision, Chris?
Because we have to see ourselves 10 years from now.
2021. I got to think about that one because isn't that worse vision than 2020? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We're in 2021.
Yeah, we're in
We're
2021.
2031. vision.
Yeah. It's like we have to aim further. That's
Yeah.
I think Eagles have like 24 vision, 20 over 4 Falcons. But anyways, Javier, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Chris. You've been a trooper and a great
Thank you.
color commentary.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for watching, listening. Catch y'all later. Bye bye.
Bye.